boy Phantom coming back at you again. We're getting ready to move into the month of October, so I thought I'd change it up a little bit, throwing some masks that are symbolic towards Halloween, keeping it fresh. But anyway, so this week, Season 1, Episode 4, talk about a few things, kind of recap on a couple issues we've already spoke on. But recently in the news, we're gonna talk about a little bit of the politics. And so in the news, we see the stonewall that the Obama administration is currently facing with Congress, John Boehner, and the Congress, in the sense that they have, in my opinion anyway, stonewalled and are not supporting initiatives of the Obama administration, which may result in government being shut down. We did our conspiracy theory episode where we were talking about the development of large structure, which is believed to be the new White House in the Ozarks. And so in that episode, I talked and stated that there would be October 1st, possibly that the government may shut down. So basically, the Bonner Congress is standing in the way of approving our budget, which may result in the government shutting down. And this is primarily around the Affordable Health Care Act, or better known as Obamacare. And so I feel that it's a difficult thing when we are constantly facing raising our debt ceiling to fund all the social programs and so forth. And I get the Congress's position that eventually something has to give. We just can't keep robbing Peter to pay Paul, or raising the debt ceiling and borrowing money from countries like China, who already have this nation in hock, so to say. What is the logical thing to do at this point? It's a lot more complicated than just the Democrats or the Republicans trying to maintain party lines or party loyalty. But if our government shuts down, it would further, the degree of struggles that our nation faces. Our credit rating has been downgraded as a nation. This would obviously cause a further downgrading of our credit rating. And, I stated in the previous episode that eventually, these people who hold the markers or the receipts for all the debt that we have as a nation, they're going to eventually come calling. And if that happens, and if that is the Illuminati who holds the receipts for all our debt, we would at that point safely be able to say that things couldn't get any worse, and it may constitute an ultimate collapse of our government. So the fact is, we're in deep, deep, deep shit. I hope that we can figure out a way to continue to function, to cover the debt. I've given you the numbers before, talking about the annual GDP being 14 trillion, and that we receive in tax revenues, what our government operates out of, is about 2.5, 2.6 trillion annually. And we have a deficit of almost $1 trillion annually. So the debt is going to continue to rise because we require more financial resources than our government receives in tax revenue. The fact is, the Congress, they're trying to take a stance. I think it's a direction or a option that they can take. However, I don't think it's the right option. I think that our government should function more like Department of Defense as far as the federal side of it. Government GS employees, where those individuals work as a team. You take most corporations, you take the brightest minds and you sit down and you come up with solutions. Stonewalling, stalemating, whatever the hell you want to call it, that is not constructive to me. That is nonsensical. I don't think that our current system, I know it's been in play for a long time. However, we need to reconsider. We may need to figure out a better way of doing business. Because if one part of the government sole's purpose is to block the progress of the other side of the government, you can look at it as a check and balance concept. However, at the end of the day, if nothing gets done and it constitutes in the government shutting down, then obviously that is not an effective system. It's a nonsensical system. You know, no corporation would have two sides, a left and right side of their organization, and one of the sides of that organization's sole purpose is to block the actions. And I know I may sound ignorant in saying that. I know it's not by design, but the end result is what is important. And the end result is if our government is going to shut down, then obviously that is the purpose or the responsibility that is being carried out by that entity, speaking of the Congress in this case. So what I think is we need a system again, be it that these people get downgraded from senators and congressmen to regular GS positions, and they then will be expected to produce some end result, some tangible, finite end result. If at the end of the day you say, well, we're the Congress and we're going on vacation for 30 days, and you know your work isn't done, that's a damn problem for me. I think that's a problem for most Americans. We expect before people take vacation, the purpose of taking your vacation is when you achieve all your objectives, you clear your desk, and there's nothing left to do. Then you can say, I've earned a vacation and I want to go and relax and enjoy myself, spend some time with my family. But when you want to go on vacation knowing that your government is getting ready to shut down, then we have a system that does not work. The Affordable Health Care Act, I think for Obama, it's his legacy. He's basically doubled down, and he's put the legacy of his presidency on this very important purpose. But I think from a small business perspective, business owners with employees totaling more than 50 are mandatorily required to buy into this and provide, health coverage for their employees. Most small businesses do not have the operating capital, the excess operating capital to pay for that coverage, the healthcare coverage. So I feel that we live in a democracy, but we're seeing programs and policies being implemented where we're looking more like a dictatorship when we require and demand that our small business owners participate in a program that they cannot afford. Then I think that we may need to go back to the drawing board and again get the brightest and smartest individuals and put their heads together and come up with something that may work. So I know that the Obama administration, they are tired of promising people who don't have health care. Health care is very important. For those individuals who have health care, you don't suffer. You don't have to deal with pain. Anytime that you're sick, you can call your doctor and make an appointment. Opposed to the individuals who don't have the availability of a good health care policy, those individuals oftentimes are suffering unnecessarily. So the Obama administration didn't just inherit this problem or create this problem due to our excessive deficit in debt. This problem has existed for quite some time. Easily for the last 40 years, it's safe to say that we have had issues with our health care as a nation. Eleanor Eisenhower was a champion of trying to make sure that people, low-income people, had access to health care. Several presidents have tried to approach it to include President Clinton. I won't say unsuccessfully, because he did make gains in the area of healthcare and affordable healthcare. However, we do not have a solution that works from the perspective of what we can afford and from the perspective of providing something quality for those individuals who do not have such coverage. So it's not a issue that we can just kick to the side, forget about it, close our eyes and hope that it's going to go away. This mask that I have on, I might look like the boogeyman. And you know, when kids would see the boogeyman, they would close their eyes and open their eyes again and hope that the boogeyman would be gone. So we can't apply that concept. You can close your eyes all you want and reopen them. When you reopen them, there will still be too many people, millions of people in this nation who cannot afford to go to the doctor and be treated as they need such treatment. Is it an individual problem? Should we really give a damn? You know, yes, we should, because we are a great nation. We have available to us many possibilities, many options that we can extend and help the underprivileged and individuals who do not have the availability of good health care coverage. And this is not just people who have laid around and haven't done anything, haven't applied themselves. Health care is very expensive. And until you find yourself sick and you can't get the care that you need, you probably won't really understand what all the fuss is about. I just hope that our government can work together, both sides, conservatives and liberals, Democrats and Republicans, put their heads together and come up with a solution so we can keep our government operational and we can provide the services and the care that our citizens require, the attention that our citizens require. We cannot call ourselves a superpower. We cannot call ourselves one of the greatest nations on the face of this earth, and we can't figure out a solution to this issue. I know that when I look at television and I see all the bickering, all the animosity, all the drawing the line in the sand, and, you know, the parties doing what is in their best interest and doesn't seem like they're doing what is in the best interest of our nation, I get frustrated. So I know that my viewers, that you get frustrated as well. So I would like to appeal to the conservatives, to the liberals, and ask them, put your heads together, stop all the damn bickering, and do what is in the best interest of this nation. If you're not there in your position as a congressman or a senator to do what is in the best interest of this nation, then you need to take a hike. You need to clean your desk out. You need to call your assistant and tell them to get your car ready so you can leave Pennsylvania Avenue and take your butt back to wherever you come from and go fishing, go hunting, find something else to do. because the business of this nation is too important for you to worry about your personal issues. If you want to go on vacation, want to go fishing, family time, what have you, and our nation is getting ready to collapse. Our government is getting ready to shut down. That's not an option. Do your job, Congressman. Do your job, Senator. This is your boy Phantom, keeping it 100 as I always do. We out.